Hi guys. I'm almost on time, right? Yeah, I probably would have been, except that I had to I went to do I after hearing hi Anne. Yes, I can do that. I think I actually can do that myself instead of getting Sarah to do it. Hold on. I am. Hi, Virgie. I think that's the membership link right there. Thank you so much for inquiring about it, Anne. Thank you guys for waiting. I would have been actually really kind of on time, except I decided to change the tone of this stream a little bit, well, a lot. And I went to StreamYard and it told me that I needed to. I was using it for free, and apparently now I have to pay for it. So, hi everyone, and thank you for coming in. And oh gosh, I didn't put it on. Well, oh well, we'll see if there's an issue or not. Hopefully not. Um. Okay. Somebody said Sarah says that you can do it in Safari somehow, but anyway. So first of all, I don't know Natalie at all. I know she's someone that's been in the community. I don't know her at all. But everyone, please pray for her because hearing Brooke's stream, it kind of brought me back down to earth. I was really, really mad earlier, and hearing her talk about that woman and what she's going through, and it really brought me kind of back to when my mother was sick, and hearing words like big medical terms that you don't understand, and knowing that after this, your life, after whatever your loved one is going through, and after you hear those big words like life's not going to be the same again, and your life's about to change, and you're going to have to find a new way of navigating life. And it's just really, really hard to accept that, or it was for me to know that when someone's going through that, like their loved ones, of course, in your heart breaks for them to, that you feel so helpless, and like whatever happens, like life's not going to be the same again, and you have to deal with that. And so, oh, guys, wow. Everyone, please pray for her and her family. And it seems like she's got a lot of support in this community, and that's great. So after watching that, I also wanted to kind of talk about trauma, and I was going to talk about it in a different way, in an angry way, until I saw a Brooke stream, and then it kind of, oh, I do need a drink right now. I would like to apologize to Jules for hurting her. My goal was not to hurt her when I reached out to Madison. It wasn't. It was I had always been interested in what really happened with Glenwood's case. I mean, I'd looked it up. I had, heard about it since, a couple of years when I came into this community. And I had always been curious about it. But part of my goal, it wasn't to hurt her, but it was to discredit her, because I knew that she was telling some lies about my personal life, and I wanted to catch her in a lie about hers. That was part of the goal. I'm sorry that I hurt you, Jules, by doing that. What I also want to say is that, Jules, you need these people that are doing this Hive Strong And all of this are not your friends, because the best friends that I have in my life, and I'm blessed to have a lot of them, um, which sometimes makes it less lonely not having much family. And um, because I have great friends. And when something happens to me where I get hurt or upset, they console me and they're compassionate. And after the tears are over, and after my tantrum is over, and all of that, then they tell me, hey, maybe there's something you could have done to avoid this. Maybe let's look at, maybe this, not in a mean way, but, what could you have done differently so that this doesn't happen again? Or, did you have any part to play in this? Maybe, not in a mean way, but just to kind of bring me back down to earth. And everyone has trauma. Just because you don't get on YouTube and talk about it a lot doesn't mean you don't have trauma. And so when the second biggest trauma in my life has been when I left my first husband. And I'm not going to go into details because that part of my life is private, but it was abrupt. I found out that this man that I had known for 5 years, that I was in love with, that I trusted completely, he had a totally different life. It wasn't just a case of an affair. There was some more shocking things to it than that. And I found out on a Saturday, and I filed for divorce on a Tuesday. And when that happened, I was devastated. I laid in bed. My mother had to come get me out of bed some days. My sister had to come get me out of bed some days. I was traumatized. And I had booked what was supposed to be our honeymoon. I had a friend getting married in Mexico, one of my best friends. And I went to the resort. It was like a resort wedding and stuff. And when it came down, I really hurt her because this happened, I don't know, probably not even a month after all hell broke loose with my ex-husband. And I went to the resort with a friend, and it was a great time and stuff, but the day of her wedding, I didn't go to her wedding. I stayed in the hotel room, and I really hurt her feelings, but I couldn't go. And I felt awful about that. And when you talk about people having to be with you through the night and stuff, we've all gone through that at some point. I had friends that sat up with me all night. My mother sat up with me all night sometimes. I had friends that did that. And Jules, when you started talking about, in my opinion, for no reason or for very little reason, because of a comment I made that I didn't feel like was disrespectful towards you, when you started talking about my current husband cheating on me and being dishonest, and I'm starting to hate this word, but that triggered me because of a trauma I've been through. And it triggered me to want, when you kept saying the things about how he was gonna cheat on me, that he was a criminal, that he was probably already cheating on me, that you hoped my marriage fell apart, and all of these things that in the back of my head, after what happened with my first husband, I really reevaluated that I must be a really shitty judge of character because I knew that man for so long and I would have walked through fire before I hurt him. And I didn't think he would do anything like what he did to me. And it triggered me um, to want to hurt you back. And so that's not what the interview was about. It wasn't about that. It was about discrediting you because I knew that when you were saying I had 3 DUIs, that was a lie. I knew that when you were saying that my husband was a criminal and an addict, that was a lie. I knew when you were saying, um, I don't know, whatever, that I had a criminal record, that was a lie. I wanted to discredit you. And in the process, I'm sorry I hurt you. And what I wanted to say is that your friends are doing you a disservice because I bet if you went back and watched yourself and watched all the hateful things that you have said to, I know I'm not to blame, but to people in this community and about people and about their children and about their jobs. And yeah, I'm okay. And about their jobs. And when you have your friends patting you on the back and saying, well, it's all been public before, and I don't know how to get in touch with Jules privately, or and I doubt she would talk to me if I did. But when you are publicly, when you are pulling up records about my husband, when you say I brought him onto the internet, and all I did by bringing him on the internet was say, hey guys, I got married because I was excited about it. And when people asked me how, and it was kind of a crazy story, I wasn't ashamed of it. But when you made fun of that and brought back all these deep feelings I had about myself and insecurities from my other marriage, then it hurt and it made me angry. And the things that you went for other people, not just me. When you went for my looks all the time and my husband's looks and made or had people make accounts with his name, all of that, and then you go the things that you say, and I'm not saying people haven't done things to hurt you. I'm not saying that. But when you say the things about Brooke, like you said about her and her child, and things that could get her in trouble at her job, and things about a lot of people on here. So when you go and when you say things about deceased children and mothers of deceased children, and your friends are coddling you and telling you that your expectation for reality is that people are not going to say bad things about you back or feel like hurting you back when you do things like that to people, then those friends are doing you a disservice. And they're teaching you that you have the right to say whatever you want to people and that you should not expect repercussions from that. And they are, in my opinion, not helping your self-esteem because they're making it think that people coming at you is just because they don't like you or there's going to be something about you or your looks or something that you don't like, and that's not it. It's because of how hateful you have gotten with people and how you turn things and twist things. If that stepmother had said she would interview with you, you would have done it. You know that, and you can't. Your friends are not doing you a favor by telling you, hey, baby girl, you didn't do anything wrong. We don't know why all these people are coming for you. We don't know why these people are doing these awful things to you. None of this was your fault. You didn't bring any of this on yourself. And they're going to set you up to think that they're going to set you up to think that people are mean to you or not receptive to you or are hateful to you through no fault of your own, and that there's just something wrong with you, and that's not it. It's, I don't know if you even realize how hateful and hurtful you can be. And yeah. And so I wish that you would have a friend that would tell you, like, hey, you know, we're sorry that you got hurt, and we're sorry that this hurt you, but you go really hard on people sometimes. Maybe you should back off, and that doesn't make any kind of retaliation or anything right. It's just, yeah, words hurt. Words have power. Your words have power. And you've said over and over again, when you come for somebody, you can't control how they come back for you. And I'm sorry I came back for you in any way. I don't regret the interview with Madison because I think she was a great interview to do. But I don't think that I got his kids involved in this. I didn't break up their family for the holidays. I know I didn't do that. You're twisting me into a person that I'm not. And you're and yeah, and I did not involve his kids. And you're telling their business further by telling people that they have problems at holidays. And I don't know why these people that are surrounding you are not telling you these things, because they're going to set you up to not realize why you're getting bad reactions from people, or why people are all of a sudden mean to you, or you feel like you're getting bullied for no reason. They're setting you up to think that you have no accountability in that. And to me, that would be a I think I've just said that, Redbird. I've said a lot of things like that. But to me, that would be even more hurtful, to think like people are bullying me for no reason, not because I did something to deserve some clapback, not because just because something's wrong with me, because they don't like my voice or the way I look. Like, it's nothing to do with my behavior. People just don't like me and decide to bully me for no reason. That would really hurt. But if I had somebody be honest with me and talk to me and say, it's not you, necessarily, it's your actions that people are responding to. And maybe that would make somebody feel better. And I don't know why anyone is, and really, Redbird, like I've said, I've done two things that I regret in this community, and that's what happened at Terry Lynn's house. Again, I never meant for that video to go public. Terry Lynn, I'm sorry that I handled that badly. I'm not going to go into the details of why I did what I did. I'm sorry for the mean message I sent to Emmy a long time ago. I'm sorry for those things. Other than that, I mean, I've fucked with a few people, made a couple prank calls. I've never gone jigging around into CPS, calling people's jobs, trying to get their kids taken away, spilling all their dirty secrets and that could get them fired, saying things about their children. I've not done that. So this, I guess it has to stop at some point. So I thought maybe I could apologize and explain why you made me feel the way that you did. And maybe that would make me a little more human to you. Because sometimes I tend to think maybe sometimes we just kind of don't think of each other as people. Yeah, Sydney, I know. We've established that. I'm the one that recorded it. If I had never recorded it, it would have never gotten out. I'm not the one that put it out there, but if I had never done it, it would have never gotten out. It was a bad way to handle the situation. And Terry Lynn, I'm sorry. And and Emmy, I've apologized to her a long time ago, and she was gracious enough, I think, to forgive me. And Daisy is just sipping some vodka. I probably need to have a sip of vodka too. I just hope that at some point somebody is honest with her and tells her, you've got to take some ownership in this, or you're going to be at war with everybody. Because I guarantee you, Jules, if you don't change your behavior, I'm not going to be, what I did, so to speak, is not going to be the last thing that makes you spiral. Because your words have power. Your words invoke a reaction. And you can't just constantly go hard as hell for somebody. And, yes, in a perfect world, everyone would be grown up enough not to react. But that's not what's happened. People have reacted. And your friends seem to support the fact that people are bullying you for no reason. And that if everyone doesn't agree exactly with you and your behavior, and it's okay, and they can't say this because it reminded you of trauma, you reminded me of trauma too, Jules. We've all had trauma, just because some of us don't talk about it. I've had to have people sit up with me at night too. I know what that feels like. And you can't continue to think that everything is an attack on you, or the slightest slip up, or because you don't like someone, or you see someone in someone's chat that should have been in your chat, or something that gives you the right to, what did you say? I don't feel bad for doing the interview. I don't regret doing the interview. I was interested in his story before, and he's been a frequent topic of discussion in this community. I wanted to hear another side of it, because the only side we've heard has been a bad side. And, I sat here and read out some things that sounded on the paperwork that were terrible for him. I am sorry that it hurt her so bad. And I'm sorry that by retaliating to things she said, by covering her streams and stuff, that she got as hurt as she did. I don't think her friends are doing her a service. Yes, prayers for Natalie. Yeah, that's what I'm trying to say. And all these lives, like the one that we're doing earlier, when if anyone brought up anything that was not just poor Jules, like, why are people being so mean to her? And we just need to baby her and tell her everything she's doing is great. Then, by God, they were hateful and evil. And there was a whole stream of people defending her. Her friends got up a whole stream of people defending her. And because people that she had seen in a chat that she didn't like were in there, she got mad and left. You have unrealistic expectations of people's reactions, and that's not going to get you far in this world. It's just not. It's just not going to get you far in this world, and it's going to disappoint you. Sorry. So, you're welcome. I'll answer anything. I don't have anything to hide. But I don't know. I guess that's about all I have to say. Yeah, and it's kind of become that, and I have people message me and stuff saying that they support me, but of course they're, in the bushes or whatever you call it, like not saying anything because they're afraid. Who wouldn't be? Who wouldn't be? And Jules, you started digging up dirt on me. You're the one that got paperwork pulled on me and my husband and all that stuff. So I reacted. And what you said, God, like Anne said, I think the word triggered should be banned from this community. But when you started talking about my husband, it triggered me from my last marriage. And you're not the only one that gets triggered. She can play it. You're not the only one that gets triggered. You're not the only one that's been through trauma. You're not the only one that's been hurt. And sometimes just have some self-awareness and hopefully surround yourself with people that when you lack that self-awareness will bring it to you and not just tell you that everything you're doing is right all the time. Yeah. In my opinion, it just went too far. You're welcome. I like to think I have a good heart. I've made some mistakes for sure. For sure. Online and otherwise, but for the most part, I don't just try to be a shitty person. Grandma's on. I don't know. Is she playing it on her YouTube? Because that's not fair.
Anybody that reaches out.
She's not playing it anymore. But she's talking about just how anyone who reaches out and blah, 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 that is just a horrible, horrible person. So anyway, guys, I apologize for hurting you and Jules, and you can accept that or not, but that's coming from me. And you're not going to be a topic of discussion for me again. I mean, I know I said that before, but this is kind of different. Oh God, she's showing a screenshot trying to Y'all, Brooke did not know about that interview. Brooke does not set up every interview everyone has. She knew that I was trying to reach out to someone to set up an interview. And I told her that it was probably someone that people were going to be shocked by. She didn't know who it was or that the interview was coming. So thank you, Anne. At the end of the day, the only person I can control is me. So if they want to keep this up and make this out to be like I have wrecked a family, that I have, that Jules is the only one that's ever suffered a trauma, that she has had no part to play in anything that anyone has said or done to her, then she needs to take an honest look at herself, and she needs to take an honest look at the people that she's surrounding herself with. Because if they wanted to help her, they would tell her the truth. So anyway, guys, I'm going to log off here and go sit by my husband, make sure he doesn't need anything. Just kidding, he's on his way home. But I am going to log off the internet for a while, and I'm going to think about things that matter, and think about good night, Anne, and think about people that are suffering, like like Natalie's family, and we're sitting here arguing about people in other states that don't like us on YouTube. So good night, guys. Have a good night, and I will talk to you guys. Oh, tickled. I don't know if it's going to be tomorrow, but I still want to cover the rest of it. I still think it's really good. So I don't know if I'll be on here tomorrow night or not. I might take a break through the weekend, but maybe that'll give people the weekend to watch it if you guys would listen to me. I know good entertainment. So try Tickled, or try what's it called? I Love You Now Die on HBO Max. And God forbid or God send the Jerry Falwell one, Falwell on Hulu. But anyway, yes, I am going to decorate for Christmas next week. I'm excited. Tickled is really good. So you guys watch it. Have a great night, and prayers for Natalie. And thank you everybody for watching. Thank you, mods, subs, all the good stuff. I will see you guys later. Bye.